And we are back again. It's your friendly neighborhood film watchers. We are Franklin Football. I'm your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, Honey Grand. Set it off, Chris, with me. So, Chris, we got week one of the preseason in the books.
Yeah, man. I
And
mean, it was a lot of teams that played, man. You know, the
yeah,
Buffalo Bills played. I got to
yep,
see my boy Stephen
yep,
Gosnell. Jacksonville
mm-hmm,
Jaguars played.
yep,
Got to see Bayshaw Tootin.
mm-hmm. Trey
I
Lance
got
looked
some.
pretty decent again.
I mean, yeah. Shador did his thing. Shador did
Wait, wait,
his
wait.
thing.
Let's pause on that right quick. Actually, let's pause on that. Let's pause the bit for 2 seconds, right? Um, I am very happy that Shador Sanders went out there and had a decent game. Of course, he had his moments where he looked like a rookie. He got pretty repetitive in his rollouts and things like that. But I am happy that Shador went out there and had a decent week one showing. Because even though there seems to be a lot of confusion on who wants to take credit for that pick, and a lack of reps from the organization and things of that nature, I'm happy that he went out there and showed people, hey, they can't have me at the bottom of this depth chart anymore.
I mean, he looked like 2016 Rain Dakota Prescott to me, man. You know, just operating inside of what he did. You know, being a gamer, doing his thing. You know, everything that surrounded Shador was all fabricated, you know, and pixie dust.
Hey.
You know, you don't go from a HBCU and win there because
To a Power Five.
I didn't even since they left. The only reason I know Jackson State has a football team is because we got a kid. They went to Tech from Jackson State. He transferred. That's the only reason I know. Okay, that's the only reason I know Jackson State. So
okay,
let's be honest. Since they left, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, the demise of Shador Sanders was put out there and said that he wasn't going to do this, and they didn't want him, and people said I didn't pick him and things of that nature. Now they in a pickle. They got a problem because they got a third-round draft pick that he done signed and got that money. And he's gonna have to. Your hamstring hurt, don't it? My hamstring don't hurt. I said your hamstring hurt, don't it? But that's their problem.
Yeah,
right? You
absolutely.
Know what I'm saying? So in the more the words of that great rap artist Flavor Flav, don't believe the hype, man. Stop, don't believe the hype, man. So it is what it is, man. But all said and done, Saturday, while I was moving around, you know, having to continue the birthday celebration.
Yep.
Our beloved Dallas Cowboys decided to get on the field in Los Angeles and play a football game.
We got to see. Look, Chris, we've said it on here prior to the games. We got to watch some mediocre football.
Yeah. I mean, see, here's the hope, and this is what that bothers us more than anything.
Yeah.
When they went into the padded practice and they weren't looking like they were sharp during the padded practices, we were gonna say, you know what? That's the first time they put on pads. When the game come, when the lights turn on, they gonna turn it up.
Yeah.
Hey B.
What you got for me, Chris?
They ain't do too much turning up, dog.
Yeah, you're right.
They kind of like that pot. They look like that pot on the stove they couldn't boil, bro. Like, go ahead and heat up a little bit, and then it started to bubble a little bit in the second half. But tell me what you saw from your side of the fence that was as we say, good, bad, and ugly. What was your
there we
good?
go. You know what? That's a good segment to bring back, right? You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So Chris, I know we did like all of these like meaningless Joe Milton compliments and things like that, but I meant to put emphasis on the word meaningless. I felt like I did that, you know, with purpose, right? Joe Milton looked like the quarterback that we scouted coming out of Tennessee. He looked like a guy that knows that he can throw 80 yards and will try to do it at every opportunity.
Yeah, man. Joe
got a nice touch on his passes. You know, that seems to be the buzzword of the broadcast view. You know, touch. Definitely
lack of. Yeah.
You know, he I think that he had a decent time processing. Especially compared to the Trey Lance years here. Like he didn't struggle reading the defense, but man, when he tried to get that ball to the receiver,
I mean,
he did that at a 95-mile-per-hour
he
fastball.
he didn't have as much trouble processing. The problem was, his accuracy has always been his issue. Yeah. That was one of the reasons why he had a problem at Tennessee. Even though he did get hurt to open the door for Hendon Hooker, he had a problem with accuracy.
Hendon Hooker was always hurt, but
Yeah, I mean, Hendon, he got hurt when he ended up getting hurt, but that's been his problem, and his accuracy has always been his issue, and it continues to continue to not plague him, but just to the point of just knowing when to dial it in and when to use it. You know what I'm saying? There's a time, hey, I need that howitzer, but now I don't need it. I don't need it on a 5-yard swing pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need it on
Stephen
that.
Mack said it really good. He said he's been playing for far too long to have no touch on the ball.
That's right.
Also, play calling didn't help him. So here's the thing, Chris. Here's the thing. All throughout the offseason, there were a lot of different mantras that were preached. Brian Schottenheimer preached how much the Cowboys would run the ball, right? Okay. Now, you have the word, right? But on this other hand is the action. The action was they sent Joe Milton out there and wanted him to dislocate his shoulder throwing so much. So now that we got a little bit of evidence, I am going to continue to question. All right, Brian Schottenheimer, is the rubber going to meet the road on the things that you say?
I mean, but I've gone back to say this to you as well, and we've been going back and forth with this. Yeah, you want to run the football, but you're going to pass to throw. You're not going to run.
Isn't that backwards, though?
No, it's not. Because the problem, it would be backwards if you didn't have the weapons to do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got to, in their we've said it time and time again, the weaponry you have on the outside is far better than what you have in the backfield. Yeah, and your 100%. And your offensive line is trying to figure out themselves because we had the injury we had the injury with Guyton, and you're trying to work in your new rookie right guard, right? And then you also have
who didn't play, by the way.
Okay, and then you still had the issue with your right tackle. So you're still to the point of trying to get this offensive line to have some cohesiveness. And so that takes time and reps and time on task. So they didn't do that. But my problem is that hurt me more than anything else is that the guy you brought in 4 days ago looked better than everybody else you brought in. So which goes back to tell me what the fuck is you doing with this? Excuse me, what are you doing with this running game?
Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely, man.
Come on.
Malik Davis, even though he had a lot of late reps, so he was playing against guys who.
B Bird, what's up, big dog? How you doing, man? Say live, my brother. Say live, man. B Bird came in, so I definitely got to keep the the unsavory language to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? He hit me with one of my favorite verses this week. You can be angry. See, B Bird be knowing, man. Let's just put a pin. B Bird said today, it's in the book of Psalms. You can be angry and sin not, you know what I'm saying? And so B Bird coming right in and letting us know, all right, let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So
here's the thing though, Chris. Here's the thing. The Cowboys get you so angry and make you want to curse sometimes, Chris.
I mean,
I do my best to control my language. You know what I'm saying? I do my best.
But B,
these Cowboys get you so mad.
But B, if I'm sitting there and the garbage is there in the kitchen, and you see the garbage in the kitchen, and you walk past the garbage, right? But you know it's the garbage. It's your responsibility to take it out. Why I gotta keep saying to you, take out the garbage? We have been saying since March. B, you say, hey, Chris, how you gonna feel about the off season? How you gonna feel? And I was all, hey, listen, until they give me a D tackle, until they sign Micah, until they sign Tyler Smith, I'm on their head. And then I caved in. I went ahead, went in the back, we don't condone violence in a household, but you turn around, you act like it don't happen. You put my shades on, and then, he loved me, and I'm back at this point, man.
Chris, we got a word for that, Chris. That's Stockholm syndrome, Chris.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
He really loved me. He really loved me because he did.
But here's the thing, though.
Go ahead.
As bad as I just talked about Joe Milton, that's not even the ugly. That's just the bad. It got worse.
Bad. Okay.
It did get worse. I would also categorize as a bad thing the lack of energy coming out, the lack of enthusiasm, I guess you could say.
The lack of excitement and wanting to be out there playing football again in a competitive environment, especially after they whooped your behind 2-3 days ago. You didn't have hey man, they didn't want to try to get their lick back.
Yeah.
They had
100%.
no desire to get their lick back. It was kind of like they were going through they were out there going through the motions of it with no energy, no sense of urgency to be precise and crisp and say we can play with these people. They're kind of like to the point, we learn it. So they're allowing themselves to fall into the excuses of we don't know what we're doing instead of doing what you know as fast as you can, and we can clean up the mistakes on the other end. That's one of the terms that one of my good friends told me about when they're practicing in college. Hey, you might not know, you might think you know something, but do it fast as you possibly can, and then we can correct the mistakes on the end. They didn't do that at all. They didn't
Absolutely,
do that at all.
bro. Absolutely. I think that this is another one of those things where the owner falls on Brian Schottenheimer. He was the one who preached how there's going to be a new culture, how there's going to be more energy, more drive, and things of that nature. CD Lamb this offseason said how they just didn't want it enough and things like that. We didn't want a team that was going to come out there and be tired. You remember a year and a half ago with DeMarcus Lawrence. That was the type of culture that they were trying to get away from. And they just seemed to come out there as if it was, just another Saturday.
Yeah, they didn't have any snap or pep in their step.
That's the one thing that you can't just wait until the regular season to try to open up. That has to be on display from week one, preseason week one.
From day one, right? Yeah, and that's what everybody's sitting here now looking like. Okay, what are we gonna get? So now, and then the thing I didn't like more than anything is that a lot of guys didn't dress, man. Guys did not dress. B. Bird said they were corporate. They were corporate. The corporate Cowboys and just we're doing the thing being the company man instead of being to the point of we are a team. It's us against all 31 other teams and our own management to show them that we are going to change this this narrative that we have on the team. So
absolutely.
I wasn't super impressed by how they carried out. I was impressed with a couple of guys. I think we talked about one guy on offense. I was impressed with Malik Davis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely impressed with him.
To a degree, and remember how I said during camp. Well, camp is still going on, but during the practices without pads, you're not going to know much about these running backs until the pads come on and they can hit people. Phil Maffa started to run like Phil Maffa again. He didn't try to be that shifty guy that's not.
He tried a little bit. He tried a little bit, but then he's like, "Hey man, let me do what I do. Let me run through somebody's face, man."
Absolutely. And one thing about Phil Maffa, he went to Fall Forward University.
Oh yeah, he gonna get
after he makes contact, you're getting 3 or 4 more.
Yeah,
you're getting 3 or 4 more yards. So that was good to see. That was very good to see. Sometimes some of his runs would be taken back due to some of these penalties.
Right.
And due to some of these back-to-back penalties, from our offensive line.
It is.
But I think that he had a good day. And, in that position, the running back position, you generally want to rely on the youth.
Yeah, generally. You want to if they can show you blitz. The one I think it was one clip I saw was late. Maffa picked up a blitzer coming on to the backside, slipped over it. It was to his left. He caught it, read it, and made the block. And you're right. The newer the tires are, the better they are. Absolutely. They're not better. They're not good when they get to 30,000 miles put on them. When they fresh out the fresh off on the rim, straight out the shop, that's when they're the best. And being that, this team is going to we hope metamorphose into the offensive line being more cohesive, you're going to want to go get another running back somewhere else. Probably you should go get Bryce Hall out of. And where you do Shaheem at?
he ain't got a lot to say today, Chris.
Hey,
and one thing I'll say, because I watched all of the games, right? Breece Hall, I don't know what was going on with him. He had some vision issues. Man. That offensive line parted the Red Sea on one play, and that man ran straight into the back of his tackle. So that was just maybe that's just his way of protesting, saying I want to get out of here.
I mean, yeah, because if he'd have broke it, then they'd be like, we're gonna keep him. Let me just run to the back of it. So, hey, man, I don't know, man, but I do need a guy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Malik, but I need a guy.
I like Malik too, but he's not the answer. Malik has always been that guy where he just kind of hangs around the Dallas area. He probably got he got a long-term lease on his apartment.
Long-term. Yeah.
He just generally stays near the star. Stays within Ubering distance.
Yeah,
and when he needs to get called, he's there for camp.
I mean, if he need to get a couple of checks to keep, pay a little rent, maybe do a little day trade or something, he can come. But listen, my thing is, I still need a guy.
Absolutely.
I still need a guy that I think I can trust that's going to be able to give me that combination to help me get 25 to 35 carries.
Now, for what it's worth, 3 guys were not playing. We didn't get to see Javonte. We didn't get to see Miles. We didn't get to see Jaden. So the hope is still there. The hope is still there.
But who did you see though? Who's that other guy? Go and say that man's name. Put some spec on that man's name.
Hey, man.
Stop playing. Put some spec on. Hey man.
Hey,
man. Put some spec on that man's name before he has to step to your navel. You know what I'm saying?
Chris,
put some spec on that man's name, but he got to step to your navel. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Are we finished? Or we done?
Yeah, I do think Deuce Vaughn is done. If you want me to say that, Deuce Vaughn's time is coming to an end here.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't a lot to get excited about this game.
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
All. Not at all. Shout out to Israel Mukwamu for getting the pick. I like that.
I did like that. But Chris, if you want to talk about I'll say this.
Go ahead.
My wife doesn't know football, but if she were watching any game with intent, right, and she was looking at this Cowboys defense, she'll be like, "Man, what is this number 58 guy doing?"
Hey, man.
So if you want to talk about the ugly, Mozzie Smith was truly the ugly in that game, and I'm not saying that I'm done with Mozzie because I told you a couple weeks ago that Mozzie Smith got 2 preseason games worth of grace with me.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm letting you rock.
Mozzie Smith, he has to look like a guy that wants to win this job, a guy that wants to be there. It was one time when they panned over to Mozzie on the sideline, and he just looked like he was completely checked out. He looked like he was daydreaming. His head was back like this. He was looking towards the ring-shaped jumbotron. The
man could have just been looking at the video. See, that's the problem with having cameras on people 24/7, and then you just pan over, and the brother probably, was just checking out the scoreboard to see what down the distance. And the first thing y'all say, the man is checked out.
I do believe he was.
No, I don't. Listen, I think Mozzie is who Mozzie is, man. And
who is Mozzie? Let's get to that one, Chris.
We are not about. Hey, man, we are not about to deep dive in what we know about Mozzie. The one thing that we do know about Mozzie, Mozzie has got Jeff Heath GOAT number snaps.
No, I don't. I disagree.
No, I do. No, I do. No. I think he's got GOAT like. Okay, yeah, okay. He has a sibling.
You like Jeff Heath. If you like Jeff Heath, you are a Jeff Heath fan.
First off, Jeff Heath is the GOAT. For 25 to 27 snaps is the absolute NFL GOAT. Greatest of all time. Gonna make some plays.
Yeah.
Snap 28. Hey, Jeff, get your ass up off the field, man. You know what I'm saying? Mozzie will give you 5 good snaps and then 10 snaps. Like, what the hell is Mozzie at? You know, and so I think he's always been needed to have a handcuff, right? He's always had to have a guy that you latch on with him to make him to get the best out of him. The problem will always be with Mozzie is because where we drafted him, the position we drafted him in, and the fact of the school he went to. Some people get behind him because they mad at him about Taco Charlton. So hey, some people like that, but his biggest issue is he's not being explosive. He's not being quick off the line. He's not making plays, and now he's saying it. So now we get to the point of the one thing we've been asking for 6 months. Give him a 1-tech. Get us a proven 1-tech. And now you're 2 weeks before the season starts, and now you want to go get somebody else's off the, a guy, not even a top premium guy off the street.
Unless you trade in premium draft capital for him.
And ain't nobody giving that up right now with 2 weeks into the season. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you got Panett, you got Winfred from the US, it's the UFL. I'm about to say USFL, but the UFL. He's giving me good snaps, but he still needs somebody to pair with him.
Absolutely. And here's the thing: you got to remember, Winfrey was a guy who was in the NFL before this, and then he went to the UFL, and now he's back. So he got a little bit of hunger. You know, he has a little bit of hunger. Jay Toia, he still has, and Sports Guru said that Jay Toia was the ugly. He is still in his rookie season. So if we're gonna grant Mozzie the grace over his rookie season and possibly into his second season, we got to do the same for Toia.
Oh yeah, I think, and I'm with you, Sports Guru. I'm with you on that. I think it was to the point that where Jay, being a rookie, I think you wanted to get Jay to 10 to 15 good snaps. Then you want Mozzie to be 25 good snaps. But I need somebody else who can give me a solid, significant 25 to 35 snaps at that 1-tech position. But those guys are all cleaned up. They're already gone. They're already off the street. Or you're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to give up big capital to go get those guys. And so being in that inside box, and then I want to be able to get to that 18, 19, 20 range. I've got to keep Solomon Thomas as healthy as possible. I need to get Osa to earn that money and get him to that spot. So
hey, Chris, 1 second. On a sound check right quick. Can you hear the landscaping guys cutting grass?
No, man, I only hear Jorge and Escobar out there. It's late.
Okay,
they ain't worrying about folks coming and swooping them up, man. Let that man live, man. He been hiding all day. You know what I'm saying? Let my homies live. So, oh man, I'm gonna get to that B-Bird. But first, I want to read this quote from Mozzie Smith today, right? Mozzie Smith was quoted as saying, "I just didn't do anything. You got to do something. I'm a first-round pick. There are expectations and all of that. This is my 3rd year." Does that sound like someone who is defeated to you? Or does that sound like someone who is locking in, trying to get their head in the game? What do you think Mozzie's mental is looking like? The words he said out of his mouth tell the beat of his heart. And his heart is saying, I need to go make plays. But he knew that before he knew that when he got on the plane to go to Oxnard. He knew what the expectations were from, and he is not meeting those expectations. Yeah. So, you're only liable. The only thing you are demanded to get is about the effort. The outcome comes on the back end. You are only judged on the effort, and he hasn't shown you that effort. I mean, he's been, and so at first we were saying, oh man, well, you getting you out here, you getting whipped by Tyler Smith. Don't worry about it. That happens to everybody. I said, hey man, you going out against young BB and they double team with Booker. Hey man, you ain't gonna do it. He went out there with some regular smegglers, man. He went out there with some guys, who are second string guys, and he should be getting the chance to dominate, and he didn't. And that brings great concern. The Cowboys didn't do. The Cowboys have not done him any favors in this instance because he is trying to play one of the positions that he is going against guys who have the most tenure in the NFL. You get more offensive linemen that play 5, 7, 8, 10 years because getting big men that can be able to block and do that are far and few between. And then once they get one, they keep guys around. I seen Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern is up in Buffalo. Connor McGovern couldn't get steady snaps here. He up in Buffalo, playing up there. So once you get, it's not like we haven't had offensive linemen to come through here and can play.
Mm-hmm.
He's going against guys who are going to be playing for years and years and years, and he's never had a guy to kind of walk him through it and teach him some of the tricks of the trade. He's had to try to figure it out on his own. And this is, like we said, this is his third DC in 3 years.
Absolutely. So B Bird mentioned how shaky this 2023 draft class is looking. When you got Mozzie, when you got Schoonmaker, Overshown would be the bright spot, but he can't stay healthy. Junior Fehoko isn't on this team anymore. He didn't make it to a second year. Awesome Richards might be a backup guy, but we'll figure that out. And Eric Scott ain't here no more. Eric Scott didn't make it after his first year. And then Deuce Vaughn and Jalen Brooks, both of those guys could be off of this cliff. That the Cowboys might have missed on a whole draft class, Chris.
And you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Not with this team's philosophy.
Come again?
Not with this team's philosophy.
No. This team's philosophy is draft, develop, wait till the last minute to sign.
Yeah.
They don't do a lot in free agency. You cannot be a team that is not willing to dabble in free agency. I mean, really go out and get premium. If you make a miss, you go out in free agency and correct that wrong. They're continuing to hold on to this. Well, maybe he'll get better type thing, and he's not showing signs. Signs of getting better. I mean, to be honest with you, the brightest spot in this whole 2023 draft class is an injured guy and the touchdown leader, Jalen Tolbert.
No, not Jalen Tolbert. Yeah. Jalen Brooks.
Jalen Brooks. Dang, Jalen. No.
Jalen Brooks was that class. I just read out all the picks to you.
Oh, so Tolbert wasn't in the 23 class?
No.
Oh man, so that's even worse then.
Yeah. The lone bright spot. I mean, well, I guess you could say you're getting.
No, I thought Brooks and Tolbert were in the same class.
No.
Oh, so that's a whole bunch of folks named Jalen, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Jalen Tolbert was drafted in 22.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, then 23 is looking real bad then.
Yeah, looking
rough. It's almost looking as bad as that 2009 draft class.
See, I was just getting out of high school then. I really wasn't as locked in to this thing as I am now. So
B-Bird
was gonna be rough.
Hey man, B-Bird know about that, and anybody who knows about that was the absolute worst draft class in Dallas Cowboys history.
Yeah.
Without question. So that was it. But 2023 is butting right up against it because you're waiting for an injured guy to come back, and that's it, man.
Absolutely. But Chris, we can't talk all about the bad, right?
Okay.
We have to talk about some of the good, some of the bright spots.
Okay, give me your bright. I mean, the only bright spot that I have, I'm gonna let you. I'll let you start off. My bright spot was Maris Lafau. That was my absolute bright spot. He was playing under control. Yeah. The one thing that we had about Maris last year,
of course he had his hiccups. He had his hiccups, but that's to be expected. I mean, he's a second-year player. You know what I'm saying? So yes, he did have his hiccups, but I think that he was a guy who definitely looked like the game was slowing down for him.
Yes, and that was always the biggest problem with concern with Maris is that he was always moving so fast. He was running himself out of position. Now that he's starting to understand, let me play under control and do certain things. He was Johnny on the spot. He was making plays. He was tackling with a purpose, and he looked like, okay, I understand and I belong here. Like I said, I just didn't like the fact that so many guys did not dress and did not play, so they can get some kind of cohesiveness with it. You know. That was my thing.
Maris Lafau is having the development arc that he's currently in that I wanted on Clark.
Oh, absolutely. Without question.
Damone Clark, and I believe he did play. His issue was always to see the wheels turn. You can see him thinking about where these things are, and it's like he's a reactive player, with poor instincts.
I'm gonna say something, and I might, because I'm in my own house, I don't have a chance of getting stoned by anybody. My problem is this is kind of like, where you see Maris doing what he's supposed to do, but that's two guys from SEC schools that have had the same kind of issue, like firing issues. But everybody put him in, he's supposed to be this guy because he's from the SEC. The same thing we have a problem with Damone Clark is the same thing we have with Jabril Cox.
That's true.
Right. I mean, Jabril Cox was constantly can't get right, can't figure this out, can't get, and it's the same identical thing. Got the size, looks the part, things of that nature. But when it come to doing it on the field, they just can't figure it out. So I kind of need Damone Clark, to show me something this year, because I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need him, with this linebacking room, because I don't want to go through another year with having poor linebacking play. I need him to step it up. So I need him to hey man, I need something from you. If not,
I learn how to run real fast and tackle people.
Yeah, do that, and at least do that. Run real fast.
Run fast in a straight line. Tackle people.
Yeah. How did you feel about Zion Childress?
Surprised. If I were to use a one-word explanation, it would be surprised.
Why surprised?
I didn't expect him to be the one DB in this room that would be the bright spot. I didn't expect that. Now, okay. I'm not saying that I didn't think that he'll be okay based on his practices, but Zion Childress, if I had to pick one guy to be on my bingo card, it wouldn't have been Zion Childress.
Okay. I
actually would have said maybe Keemon Hall probably would have been like the guy that I would have expected a good game from rather than him. But Keemon Hall was the guy that they played Find the Scrub with. Yeah,
they did do that. They did play that with him. So, the kid, I think B. Birdie said something about the Clark kid out of Syracuse. I did. No, that's the kid out of Florida. The guy was out of Florida, which we all said he, was kind of run fast guy, didn't play with instinct, and I think he kind of figured it out. So it kind
talking about Shamar James.
Shamar James. He played. He had a decent game.
Absolutely, he did.
Yeah, he did. He had a decent game. So I think some of the undrafted guys, lower late round guys, did show a lot of promise. But I don't think. I think with them, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to keep some of the undrafted guys and kind of take my chances with a second tier linebacker outside of Clark, because Clark just hasn't shown me anything, and this is his second or third year. He's been like, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, and I know how much.
If you had to make up a list of guys who the leash is incredibly short on, Damone Clark is he might be at the top of that list.
Absolutely, but I like Zion Childress. I like Zion Childress out the gate. I loved him coming out of Kentucky. So I think he has he did a good job and played effectively the other night. He was one of the bright spots that I saw.
Now I don't think that you kind of suffered in this game, because a lot of the guys that I would have really liked to see didn't get a chance to play. Like, I think that Kalen Carson needs to come back expeditiously, because I want to see him in a live game.
Oh yeah, Kalen has got to go find Mr. Miyagi. Somebody got to go rub their hands together and touch him and get him out there, because like I said, Childress is coming to take a job. We know we got two cornerbacks, and somebody's trying to come and get that third cornerback spot. And if a guy can come out there, be effective, be tough against the run and things of that nature, it's gonna be hard for him. There's some guys that really have to show and prove in this second and third game to keep them a job.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of this DB room, it has been reported that DaRon Bland really doesn't want to be in the slot. He doesn't want to be in the inside. He wants to be a boundary guy. If that is the case,
hey man, listen.
Who do you think is truly fighting for that slot job?
Listen, I understand. I can understand Bland's desire to play outside because he's trying to maximize his earning potential. But what I would
give it a little bit of time, Chris. If you give it a tiny bit of time, I think that the pendulum is going to swing the other way. We already talked about that.
We talked about that with 2i. The pendulum is switching where he plays in the slot is incredibly valuable.
And that's probably going to be your highest paid guy. Give it 2 seasons. I think after this season and next year, in 2027, I don't think he'll get as much as the second guy, like the second boundary cover. There's always going to be a premium on the one guy who can play on the outside and can run with your big, strong, fast, who can chase Jamar Chase down the sideline, things like that. He's always going to have a premium. But I also think that slot guy is going to be dealing with more guys in the slot. He's going to have to fight those battles with the Drake Londons. He's going to have to fight those battles with the CDs and the slots. He's going to fight, he's going to come in a premium. AJ Brown, those are going to be the guys that are going to be fighting with guys with receivers who are versatile, receivers who can move all over the field.
So he's going to be dealing with that guy. So I understand what he wants to do financially, but I'm saying for the betterment of this team, I need him in the slot, because when I put him out in the boundary, I get to exploit a lot of his weaknesses. Yeah, I get to exploit that. And so right now, Kyrie Ingram is my best outside healthy corner right now. Okay. Then it's DeRon Bland as being my next best corner. The way I see it, my third guy, that third slot is wide open for somebody. So if Zion Childress wants it, go get it. Carson's gonna have to come back and he's got to go get it. Troy Pride and them and all of them just gonna be able to say I played in the NFL training camp, stuff like that, or they can help out. Help out with little special teams. But I got so many wide receivers, and wide receivers gonna be trying to get them special team gunner slots. So my whole thing is that third slot is wide open, and nobody's taking advantage of it. Troy Pride hasn't taken advantage of it. Butler isn't back. Diggs is probably not going to be back until week 4, and Ravel might not be back until after he gets some, get some of that stuff and then cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. The way he's looking.
So Sports Guru said that Damone Clark, Israel Mukuamu, who had a good game, Keemon Hall, Mozzie Smith, and Peyton Turner all have short leashes. I would put probably Damone Clark and Mozzie Smith at the top of that list. And I think that Mozzie is going to be there just because he's forcing people's hands. It's like, what do you want me to do?
But the thing about it is that it's not so much that he has a short leash. He is what he is. So it's really on the Cowboys to go and understand he needs someone to help him. You know what I'm saying? That he needs somebody to come in and be able to give him some help. Because if not, what you're going to do is you're going to burn through Osa and Solomon Thomas. And then when you do enough to get to the playoffs, to get to the wild card game, they're going to be beat up and beat down. Yeah. And then you're going to be like, oh, we paid this guy to do this, but you played him out of position for half of the season. Mm-hmm. So go get a guy who does that. I don't even go be I need someone. I need a rotation where I got Winfrey, I got Mozzie, and I need another guy. And then I need Jay to show me something. I need Tommy to show me something, because those guys are going to get banged up. But those guys can give me 1, maybe 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Combined. If Jay can give me 1 game, Tommy can give me 1 game, but I need to go find me a guy. Yeah. My D tackle room has got to be. It's sad, bro. I mean, you probably going to have to carry. You're gonna have to carry 2 to 3 because you don't really have 1.
Yeah, that's it. It gets very awkward. And then the room might not even be done yet because who knows if they're truly satisfied, especially after their first showing. And then
they ain't been satisfied since they got off the plane. But they knew that back in March. Oh, absolutely. They knew that back in March.
The whole world was saying it. The whole world was saying it. But they put all of their eggs. They put all of their eggs in the Mozzie Smith basket. And, it just turns out that the basket has a hole in it.
No, it ain't never had a hole in it. It is what it is. That basket holds 6 eggs. It don't hold a dozen. Sure. So I need to go find. It really holds 4. It's got the little small 4, the 4 joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get 12. So I got 4 with Mozzie, right? I got maybe 2, maybe 3. With Panay, with Winford, right? Yeah. Perry on Winford. Okay, so now I'm at 7. I need to go give me 5 more eggs. I need somebody who can give me 5 eggs.
There you go.
I need.
There we go.
And stop playing.
And Sports Guru is right. Tommy King did look okay, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this.
Yeah, Alphabet. Just call Alphabet, man. Tommy
King. Tommy King looked okay, but he just didn't get enough burn to really.
Tommy's got the biggest upside. Tommy's got the biggest upside, to be totally honest with you. But I think a whole year, he's gonna have to have a whole year being inside the system and working for him to get to that point. But we can't play that down the road game with him. We need somebody who can show up now.
Yeah, and then you talk about not only guys who are rookies, but in positions where it generally takes a little bit to reach your full potential.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You expect your interior defensive linemen to hit their stride, at the end of their second year, going into their third year.
Yeah, showing. Which we were thinking Monty was going to do that, come to camp, start, just have a 55-gallon drum on an ass whoop in his back pocket, and he didn't.
Absolutely.
Man, it's hurtful, man. Yeah, man, that's hurtful.
I mean, Mozzie still got one game of grace from me, Chris. He still got 4 more quarters, 15 minutes of grace from me.
Man, that brother don't even know how blessed he is to get that from you. to have
Because Chris, I'm not sure if you noticed about me, Chris. I hold grudges. I'm not sure if you ever knew about it. I've never told you this before, Chris, but I do hold grudges.
That's true. That's true, man.
But yeah, man. I want the best for Mozzie. I truly do. I want the best for him, but he has to want it for himself too.
Oh yeah,
he has to want it for himself too. So I think that we'll just see, as things come along.
Tell me your assessment of Nate. Yeah, tell me your assessment and how you felt about Nate Thomas out there. How'd you like? What you like out of Nate Thomas at the left tackle?
So the Rams already kind of have a good defensive front, right? And that's to their down roster guys, in that position group and everything. Nate Thomas was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Thomas was okay. You went out there and he performed admirably. I'm not mad at it. I think that if you get in a position where you need Nate Thomas for a game or two, okay, cool.
Okay. So Nate basically died honorable, slow deaths.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I was to go out there and complain about someone, it wouldn't be Nate Thomas because he's fighting for a backup job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unlike a lot of the guys who we were talking about who may have to start going into the season, Nate Thomas is fighting for a backup job. We're anticipating that Tyler Guyton will be back in week 1.
Gotcha.
Nate Thomas is he just sharpening his iron.
Yeah, I think Nate has definitely given you the potential to be a solid. You want to get to the point where you can be a 5 to 7 game guy if you're going to be a backup guy.
Man, if you got a 5 to 7 game starter every single year, Chris, somebody trading for that guy. Right?
Oh yeah, they're going to
somebody's trading for that guy.
Yeah, right. But when he's a big man like that, man, you kind of want to keep him because that's awesome. I mean, Lyle was out there. Lyle's kind of more in a.
Lyle looked like he needed a check.
Yeah,
and his body is telling him to go and sit it down. That's what Lyle looks like.
Lyle's like the big homie that he's had the battles. He's showing you, and he's kind of like the on-field teacher and something. But when it comes to getting out there and fighting for his life, that ain't for him no more. Them days is over. It's gone.
Absolutely.
It's gone. So you bring him into camp, let him talk to the young fellas. This is what we did. Hey, boom, boom. He's good for that. But if he's kind of like me. I can get you all special team snaps, but we're only doing extra points and field goals. If you ask me to do any kickoff return, punt return, hey man, come on, bro. Come on. That ain't me. I can block for like 3 seconds. I'm good. But me running, come on, bro. L5 is not making it down.
There we go.
Field. That somebody might, if they make a cut, I'm gonna be reading his name, and the band gonna be playing. That's what Lyle is looking right now. You know what I'm saying? That's how he's looking right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very impressed with how Nate fought, and he's showing the potential to get to the next step, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that he's doing well to secure himself a job.
Absolutely.
Especially one where like we already having a little bit of trouble with Terrence Steele. You know, Tyler Guyton is trying to take that next step. So I think he did a good job, man. I think he did a good job. I wish that I had the specific plays up, but it was one that was right before the red zone. It wasn't. I think it was on the drive where Joe threw his touchdown. Man, he did well. He did very well. That might be something that I have to pull up on the all 22.
Yeah, we pull all 22.
But yeah, man, I do think you got there.
Okay.
If you're talking about guys who I don't really trust, this guy don't wear pads. Brian Schottenheimer, Chris. I feel like Brian Schottenheimer has to prove that he is gonna walk the walk, that he means what he says, you know, because we spent all off season, and like I said previously, whether we got to Oxnard or whether we had his introductory conference and all of that, Brian Schottenheimer said all of the right things, and it just needed to translate to the sideline. And do you think that he kind of lost a few people's trust with his performance on the sideline on Saturday?
I mean, the problem is, you know, we are in a huge show me stage with him. I think
absolutely
he lost some trust with a lot of people with the showing in the inter squad scrimmage with the Rams. We didn't look like we had any pop ring fire, and we didn't look like we had any answers. We didn't run the ball with any kind of significance. We didn't. Mm-hmm. We said we're going to be a physical team, but we look like, we look like 2023 and 24 Cowboys with the offense, with the offense having to throw the football all the time. We're trying to just give him the grace because we understand he's got the best wide receiving core he's ever had with the guys. But, we need to see that come together. I'm going to take something that our homeboy John DMV said, man. Mm-hmm. Shotty might be a more charismatic Mike McCarthy.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm
hurts,
not,
Chris.
Hey man,
hurts.
I'm not a biter, man. I'm gonna give people their credit, man. When he said that, bro, it hit me to my core, and I think he might be more charismatic, and he might be, and so he's got to, like you said, you got to have the grace. You're giving people grace. Mm-hmm. I need him. I need him to show me something. Hey, Sports Guru, I know he's gonna be all right, man. He's got a lot to clean up. You're right. It's game one. I think we just on him because we're in we're still in disbelief, and we're still mad about last year. But we're not pointing the blame at, most of the time what we don't point the blame at the people who we should be mad at, because Mike didn't get any help. They didn't give that man no help. They gave that man one stick, a couple of twigs, and say, hey, go build the city. That's what they told him to do. Go build the city. And we're still looking at that. So he's gonna be okay. I think he is too, my guru. I think he's gonna be all right. I need to see guys who are gonna try to help me win in 2024, 25 on the field. I need to see those guys on the field. Sure. And I didn't get a chance to. All I got to see is my wide receiver get ran over by a ref.
I'm glad CD didn't get hurt, man. CD could have got hurt.
Hey man,
he just had the hardest tackle that he ever took in his life.
He got blasted. Man, when a man's braids go in the air like that, man, that man that got blasted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a tough situation. Hey man, we go ahead, man. We 50 minutes in, man. You want to talk about this thing, or we not gonna talk about it? You mean the? Yeah. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk. All right. Okay.
Because we only got like 10 more minutes, then you got a jet, right? So Chris, the I'm not gonna say the Cowboys, but the Joneses had the premiere for their documentary, their Netflix documentary over the weekend. Either yesterday or something like that.
No. It comes out on the 19th. It comes out on the 19th.
No. They had the premiere.
They had the premiere party. Yeah, they had the premiere party.
I personally, I'm letting you know this right now. They're not getting a view from me.
They ain't getting none.
No, they're not
You
getting
ain't gonna click on none of it. You ain't gonna click.
Chris, I'm tired of the 90s Cowboys lore. I'm tired of that. The mysticism behind it isn't there. There's such a thing as covering things too much. You know? Do you know how there is still a bit of imagination, a bit of romanticism behind the 72 Dolphins, behind the Immaculate Reception? You know?
Hey, bro,
there's none of that. There's none of that with the 90s Cowboys no more. At this point, you squeezing a rock trying to get water.
Hey, B, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The only reason they talk about the 72 Dolphins is because Mercury Morris is still around here talking about popping champagne when everybody loses.
Once a year. Once a year.
Chris,
if I did something that nobody else ever did, I would celebrate everyone else's failure too. Let's get this out the way.
Okay,
right?
so you cool with Mercury Morris with
Absolutely.
that damn night with that
all go to the every single year that it goes on.
Okay. All right.
Here's to another year of being number one, fellas.
Okay. All right, I get it. So if Mercury Morris can do that, you're cool with that because nobody else ever did it. Your biggest problem, or our biggest problem, is you need new memories.
Yeah.
You have to give me new memories because you had no idea what them jokers was doing in 90, 91, 92. You didn't.
The world knew by 2010 because they covered it so many times.
Absolutely. That's it. So you can't be to the point. You gotta update. You gotta get new memories.
Now, bringing it back to your Mercury Morris thing, they do that amongst themselves. That amongst themselves.
No, the NFL, you know, they promote it and they talk about it. They talk about it, and he always says something about it. But you're right.
Sports News said Mercury Morris is no longer with us. You know, he passed in September.
Oh man. Okay,
you know,
man.
My
rest in power. Rest in power.
Absolutely.
Yeah, rest in power. Well, but they're still members of that 72 Dolphins team that are going to still celebrate that. So rest in power to Mercury Morris. But you're right. You just got to get new memories, man.
Absolutely,
you have to. And you have
can't keep living off of old Chris.
Listen, bro. My kids don't have no clue why I root for them because we ain't ever won, but I love them.
Absolutely.
And so that's the reason why they got to do something. I mean, they have no clue. Damn, they like, Dad's in there.
You want to know what's so crazy?
Go ahead.
My wife is a Colts fan, right? Anthony Richardson got hurt on I think it was Friday, I believe.
Yeah, Friday.
She was like, "Man, I'm about to go to a new team." You know, she's not a diehard sports team. It's a sports fan. It's okay for her to do that type of stuff. But like, why don't you do it? She was like, "No, y'all ain't won nothing."
Y'all, why would I go there? We're losers over here, just like y'all, right? So, hey, man, I know ain't no expiration date on those trophies, man. But man, at the end of the day, they're not gonna cast a light.
Off old bodies.
They're not gonna cast a light or any story that we don't already know, man. And right now, where he needs to be focusing on is finding me a D tackle and a running back to be able to get this thing done and sign people. You still talking about, you know, what we were in the 90s, man. Man, the league ain't even like that no more. You know what I'm saying? This joker talking about winning. We've
been through 3 CBAs, a commissioner and a half,
free agency.
True free agency, the inception of free agency.
Yeah, man, come on, man. Yeah, man, let it go, man. Let it go.
But in that whole premiere, Chris, there was something that was really interesting, right?
Well, wait a minute. I thought you wasn't watching nothing.
No. I'm not watching the documentary.
Okay,
Jerry Jones spoke to reporters, and he said some things that isn't new news, but it should take away all doubt from anyone, right? Jerry Jones spoke about, you know, the excitement surrounding the Cowboys, and he said, you know, sometimes we'll strike a controversy, but the controversy is good stuff. He said the Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days a year.
Hey, B, bro.
He said it's something to have all of these great athletes, but there's something else there. There's some sizzle. There's some controversy, and this is good controversy.
Man, it's to the point, man, where just winning can't be my controversy. He don't want harmonious. He doesn't want harmony and peace and love and winning. To go on. It's got to be a whole bunch of other drama going with it to come along with the winning. But the problem is you got to go win championships when you're having those different issues. I'm not saying that there wasn't issues with other teams. Every football team has had it. You had last year. You had that team up, in Philadelphia. Brother was on the sideline reading the book. When the whole world knew he was like.
The Bengals are going through it right now with Trey Hendrickson.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just to the point. It's like, let's keep it stirred up, man. And I'm just tired of stirring it up, man.
Absolutely.
I just want you to go win, and then give me some new memories, man. Get me out of the divisional round. Get to the point that I'm fighting deep into January, February, and the story, the way it's playing out, man. He's not giving Shotty all the weaponry so he can go forward and win the way he should. And so. I knew he was gonna have to, talk about it a little bit. Everybody said how great it was and things of that nature. Man, I know these stories, man. I know them. I lived them. I can't turn back the clock. I can't, get the gray out of my beard unless I put some Beijing in it. And then it is what it is.
I'm right there with you.
And you're nowhere near.
Look, you see the frills of the beard, Chris, got a little bit of gray in it.
Hey man, you are nowhere near me, man. Better stay as black as long as you can. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start, bro, it takes over. But yeah, man, that's what we're looking at, man. So, there's nothing. Like I said, man, there's nothing to see here, man. There's nothing to see here, nothing for us to see here. But we're gonna have to talk about it, and we're gonna have to be on top of it. We need to start talking about what they're gonna do with this D tackle. Yeah, and what we're gonna do with this running back room.
Absolutely.
We know we need an addition with the D tackle room, and are we gonna just play the youth game in the running back room?
Yeah.
Which, if Phil Maffa can give me one more game like he did, I'm
hoping that we see the veterans and Jadon Blue next game. It sucks. It really does suck. And after this, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, right? Because you got things to do.
No,
you didn't get a chance to see your veterans and your other rookies. So you still got to go with game 2, seeing what 3 other people can provide you in a real game, on top of wanting to see more out of Phil Maffa. So it's like it's not even enough snaps. They're gonna have to run every single play next game just to get a fair assessment of what you see in that running back room.
I don't think you got to run everything, but you need to get 5 to 7. You're gonna have to find out what Miles can do. You definitely want to see what Williams can do. You definitely want to see the home run capability of Blue.
Absolutely.
And then then it goes to the point. Hey man, we back to our favorite sport, bro. Tryouts.
Yeah.
We might have to
break the pool stick.
Man, we might have to throw the pool stick in with Miles Sanders.
Yep.
Devontae Williams and Malik Davis, and throw them in a room, bro. Man,
Malik.
Hey, listen, Malik might come out, man. It's tryouts, bro. You never know, man. You never know what a man is willing to do, man.
That's true. That's true.
It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, man. So, man, go ahead, man. We'll be back here tomorrow. We're gonna be kicking it tomorrow. We get to hang out with one of our homies tomorrow.
Yeah.
So get to bring them into the building, kick with us, man. So make sure you come and check us out, man. B gonna put out the back sitting way early, so that everybody will know, man. So they can come and clock in with us and rock out with us, man. Thank you for always being so patient, man. Thank you for always coming and supporting us, man. Still pressing to our goal for 500 and 1,000 for the season, man. Definitely, but we cannot do that without you. We cannot do that without you liking, without you sharing, without you subscribing, without you dropping comments, man, to help us with the algorithm to get us up to the top or get us into the mix and get your friends and family to come check us out, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I am the dude, man, that's on the side of the road beating on the can. I got my drumsticks. I'm beating on the can, making music. You can throw a brother a dollar. You know who I want to go? Hey, man, listen, man. I want to be like the dude that's in Vegas that sings the song, yeah, I will shut up if you put a buck in my cup. I want to be that dude. But I can actually sing. So, hey, man, that's what I want to be. And, man, I am the sidekick to my man, Brandon, man. And we will forever be Franklin Football. So until next time.
Peace.